How are you guys doing today? How are my friends, families, amigos, and them hidden lovers? All right. So, in the last video, you heard me talking about the list I needed. Well, most of that list is already checked off, which is awesome. We're getting the bus little by little completed. The fact that it's finally able to afford some of that stuff is a good step in the right direction. But I was talking about the back door, how I had to use zip ties, and I think you know where this is going. I have my back door lock that I'm going to use to get this thing sealed up and locked down. Isaac did end up using this exact same lock on Brewster, and I personally think there's nothing wrong with it. I like the lock, it works well. So we are gonna go ahead and get ourselves this lock put up and down. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? You feel me? You feel the situation? You got it? Awesome. Now, the reason why I didn't do this earlier is because I'm lazy. That is the short end of the stick. There's no lying to you. I'm not trying to create excuses. I just was lazy and did not want to do it. But I prayed. I prayed the lazy away. So today has been a very productive day. I've got stuff done, and now we're gonna get even more done. And we're gonna go ahead and get this lock put up. Now this is very important because I hated having zip ties. Zip ties would not allow me to unlock that back door. The back door has to be openable. I got my diesel container right there, right in plain sight. And I need to be able to get gas in it whenever I want without having to cut zip ties every single time. Every time. And this way is a lot more of a secure method of locking it down because anyone in the middle of the night can grab the handle and start shaking it. Now, to remove a lock, you're gonna have to do a lot more than shake it down. So I really want this done and security handled. So let's make that happen, friends. Come along with the journey. Alrighty, so you saw the lock, put it up to the camera. We're gonna open this up. The reason why I didn't bring anything else but a marker is because I wanna mark where I'm gonna put this down so I can go ahead and pre-drill my holes. We definitely don't want the keys lost. I'll be keeping those in my pocket. So first what we wanna do is figure out where we're putting this. I was thinking it's gonna have to be up here. 100% gonna have to be up here. Yep. Down here is too inconvenient, too close to a window. So I think right here would work well. We're cutting it kind of close just because the lip right here is a little inconvenient, so I might not drill that out, just those two. We'll find out. Let's go ahead and put a marker spot there. Now put it in my pocket. How could I? Because it opens this way, that little lip is not going to be in the way. It won't get caught on the door. Yep, perfect. No interruptions whatsoever. Make sure it's locked. Yeah. Okay. So we have our little holes marked right there. Now I do want to try to see about this. So if I were to put the thing right here like I had it. Okay, the lock is 100% far enough over to where it'll be fully down into the door. This works perfect, guys, perfect. So right now, we gotta go ahead and drill through the body. Now Isaac will always tell you, and I'm gonna say the same thing he says because I've come to learn it so well. Once you open up the metal to air exposure, you always want to make sure you cover it up with something. Isaac always uses the primer. So I don't have a foam brush or anything here, so I'm gonna take a glove, spray paint the glove, and then rub it all around. That's about the best I can really do. And we found our screws. I was able to get it to go through. I used my little bit to start up the hole, but that bit wasn't going through. I couldn't get it through all the way through. So I took the self-tapping metal to metal screws, and that put it all the way through for me, which is really nice, helpful, and convenient. We're gonna open up the door. We're gonna take a look on the inside to actually see if that hole drilled all the way through the inside or not. So the best part about this is it didn't go all the way through, which is really awesome because now I don't need to go crazy about trying to cover both sides with this primer, rust prevention type stuff. So I'm just gonna go ahead and finish out my holes before I start spray painting everything that needs spray painted. So what I'm doing right now is I'm gonna go ahead and put this up, mainly because with this up, I'll be able to see where I want to put the actual locking mechanism. As you can see, we got it down. This is really nice. This is going pretty well so far. All right, so from here, we're gonna do the same exact thing. We wanna figure out where this is going to be placed. So the best way to help figure this out is if you put it into its locking mechanism and then close it all the way, you can figure out where it's going to close the easiest. As you can see, it opens up so easy, no issues at all. So once I drill those holes and actually get the thing hanging up, I'll know where the other holes need to be drilled. So I'm gonna have all the holes drilled before I do anything else, obviously. Okay friends, as you can see, it's on, but it's not done, nor is it perfected just yet. If we close this, oh, like butter, like actual butter. Okay, the problem is now, is the screw heads might actually be too fat and it's preventing this from closing, which is not a problem. I'll just have to find different screws. As you can see, we got our holes. We're gonna go ahead and spray our primer on our glove and just dab it up in there. That tapping didn't work well, so if I just get up to the hole, oh, it creates a run. No, no, not a run. I've come to learn of my own failures as well. Nothing can ever be perfect. Just so I stop it from running right away. That'll work. It's not gonna be the prettiest thing, but who cares? I'd rather have my metal protected and no more rust. Again, it's not perfect, but we got this covered the way we needed to. That's all I could ask for. All right, friends, so our next step while we wait for paint to dry is go ahead and get our butyl tape on. This is some good stuff, and this will help really keep it sealed, secure, and leak-proof, really. So let's get to it. Now obviously, not only does this help it stick well, we want this to cover the holes. So when we drill through it, it you know, obviously gets stuck in the hole and covers the holes. We don't really care about it sticking. That's what the screw is meant to do. This is meant to protect from leakage. Now that we got our stuff covered, let's go get it on. Now something really important that you want to do is, you see there's no holes in this, you definitely want to make your own holes. So when you're drilling through, you don't have any complications. As this stuff, as you can see, really good. Then we're just gonna stick. We're gonna go right back out through the hole we created. Oopsies. And then line it up. Now one thing you really want to pay attention to is, as you can see, right there in the middle spins, so you don't want the butyl to, you know, get stuck on that and block it. That becomes a pain in the butt later. So we fixed it. So the good thing is we got this done pretty easily throughout the day, nothing too crazy. Bad thing is we don't have screws that are gonna work for this. The screws that we do have that work, the head is too fat, so it doesn't allow the lock to actually close and lock up with ease. So I'm gonna go to the hardware store, try to see if they have any type of fatty, flat-headed screws that'll work for this. Cool. All right, just did a quick little run to the hardware store and got me 4 screws that I think should work just, ooh, they might be a little too fat. We're gonna find out, we're gonna force that in. But I just went there, got my screws. Let's go ahead and get this down. Best thing is, they're flat-headed, so they won't interfere with the locking mechanism at all. So I was a little right, they were kinda too fat, but they worked. They went in, they're flat-headed, so I think the lock is gonna lock just fine now. Voila. Oh, no issues. Just gotta push a little bit, nothing too crazy. Yeah, buddy, that's what I'm talking about. So they're butane down, screwed in, metal's protected, everything is good to go. So now that that's that, let's go ahead and lock her up. Oh yeah, dude. Now even if I were to leave this open, yeah. That's what I'm talking about, baby. That's what I am talking about, baby. Guys, we are done. So it's a little loud right now. I'm coming to you because I didn't think about something that's pretty darn important. So I just made holes in the metal. I put the paint, which dried, and then I put caulk on the screws. That needs dry time. It is raining and it has been raining for hours now. I didn't think about this. So that is the really unfortunate part. I have the heater going right now trying to get the caulk lines dry, but I literally need to let this sit out of the weather for a day or two, which puts me in a really awkward situation. As you can see, it's the caulk that I put on the screws to keep them protected. And I have our heater right here doing its job, trying to keep that warm and get it ready to rock and roll. So on that note, I'm gonna talk with Isaac, try to figure out where I can actually keep out of the elements. So I just want to thank all of you for hanging around, watching me fiddle around with a lock. We got it on, back door is now good and locked. And I am so stoked about it. That is absolutely wonderful. I've been meaning to do that for weeks to almost a month now. And I had just been doing lazy and I was like, not today, no more. Let's make it happen. But either way, thank each and every person, every one of y'all for watching the video. I hope that you have an absolutely fantastic, phenomenal breakfast, lunch, dinner, lunch, midnight snack, morning, noon, evening, afternoon, midnight, whatever. Just make it the best you absolutely can. And I hope to catch each and every one of you on my next video. Peace out, friends.